Good afternoon and happy Friday to everybody across the globe. Jackson Lekan Ojo is my name. I'm a security expert, public affairs analyst. Uh, for a very long time, I've not really spoken, particularly on YouTube and others. But then I'll be on television stations, newspapers, and radio stations. But this time, this afternoon, what prompted this is just a question somebody asked me this afternoon. And what was the question? The question, I'm a realist. People should get that one understood first. What was the question? Somebody said, Obasanjo said that Atiku is so corrupt that all Nigerians should not vote for Atiku. I'm not a spokesperson for Atiku. I'm not a defender of Atiku. But I'm just being pragmatic and I'm a realist. The little I know about this, Obasanjo, Atiku contested the election 1998 to become governor of Adamawa State. He won, and Boni Haruna was then his deputy gubernatorial candidate during the election, and they won. But just because of the formation of PDP that time, PDM was the major political party, political group during the formation of PDP. Atiku Abubakar, the PDM was owned by the late Musa Yaradua, and Atiku Abubakar inherited that political conglomerate. Let me call it conglomerate. And at the end of the day, Obasanjo decided to choose, in order to compensate the late Musa Yaradua, who was Obasanjo's second in command when he was a military head of state. In order to compensate that family, that political family, he decided to choose Atiku Abubakar as the vice president. And immediately they swore them in. Atiku Abubakar was made the chairman of economic team. And the chairman of economic team, honestly, I don't want to elongate this matter. We should all know the telecommunication, telephone, and others we are enjoying today, internet, everything, YouTube, WhatsApp, whatever you can call it, Instagram, all was as a result of Atiku's economic team that brought about GSM telecommunication system in Nigeria. And things were going like that. Obasanjo was junketing the world. Obasanjo was like a foreign affairs tourist that time. We are all still alive. The person that was handling the economy and everything, the sitting, ruling, and leading leader then was Atiku Abubakar. And when the governors of PDP saw it, they said, okay, for these past 4 years, you are the one that have been ruling this country. Your economy team had brought about all this, what we are enjoying today. Why not you contest? And Atiku Abubakar wanted to contest against Obasanjo. And Obasanjo do not have any political electoral value then. We should not forget that it was the PDM faction of PDP during the formation that made people like Absalom Abubakar, Babangida, General Aliyu Guzo, T.Y. Danjuma, and others to support Obasanjo as one of their own and to stabilize the democracy. So on ground, Obasanjo was electorally valueless because those influence put him in power, and those influence are outside power now. Atiku was the one that could. But at the end of the day, Obasanjo went to beg Atiku. And being a military man, he did not forgive Atiku, despite the fact that Atiku surrendered and allowed Obasanjo. And the condition was that Atiku should see him emerge as the vice president. That was the problem. The second tenor, he victimized, and he treated Atiku like alien in the villa. He treated Atiku lesser than the way they should treat a councillor. He treated Atiku, even some of Obasanjo's SA, PA, and others, they were more influential in the villa than Atiku. Atiku president, vice president jet, and every other thing. Atiku, Obasanjo sees all. Official cars, presidential, this thing, everything in the vice presidential wing of governance in Aso Rock, Obasanjo collapsed all in order to relegate and render Atiku impotent. Because he knew as that one was going on, because of his third-term agenda, he knew Atiku was going to fight him vigorously if he had given more power to Atiku. So he withdrew the power, and the next thing was to start blackmailing, calling Atiku all sorts of names to render him politically useless, impotent. That is it. And that is what Nigerians are still listening to. Obasanjo, who was Obasanjo for God's sake? Obasanjo today is junketing around at Yoruba League. How? Obasanjo walked against the victory of Obafemi Awolowo, our leader. Obasanjo seized the Lagos State statutory allocation for 4 years because Tinubu wanted to form another 37 local government in Lagos. The so-called Obasanjo Saint Obasanjo now sees that it was Yaradua, a Fulani man, that came to power, even despite people like Obasanjo should not be talking in this country, because even Supreme Court ruled about the issue of Lagos statutory allocation. But Obasanjo flouted the order, the rule of the Supreme Court. What are we talking about? That is it. It was Yaradua, a Fulani man from Katsina State, that came and released that fund. Obasanjo attacked OD, killed people, buried from the south. But Yaradua came from the north, granted them amnesty. What are we talking about? The road between Lagos Sagam and Sagam to Abeokuta for 8 years, it was in the dilemma. The road between Lagos, direct Ewekoro, Ota, Abeokuta Road, was in dilemma for 8 years. Obasanjo did not do nothing there. What are we talking about? It was the second tenure. The $16 billion power project. Was it Atiku that handled it? Obasanjo directly. The 360 billion, when Tony Anini was the Minister of Works, Obasanjo's friend. How? Who questioned that one till tomorrow? That is it. Sometimes 4 years ago, 7 years or thereabouts ago, 4 years or 5 years ago, 4 years ago, Atiku visited him. He said, "I've forgiven Atiku." And I was against that statement that time. You have forgiven Atiku. Did Atiku offend you as a person? What are we talking about? Atiku is just a simple person. Atiku is just a matured person. If not, if Atiku want to open his mouth to rubbish Obasanjo, Obasanjo would have been stoned in the street of Nigeria. But Atiku is a fine gentleman. I don't know Atiku. Atiku do not know me. I don't need to know him. And I'm not telling anybody that I'm going to vote for him. But I just want to end my view on this thing and stop all this rubbish. Obasanjo do not deserve to call anybody a thief in Nigeria. That is it. It's personal vendetta. If you offend him, he will, even in death, he will not forgive you. That's the person of Obasanjo. Nigeria should forget about that statement and face where we are going. That is it. So to me, I made this afternoon, Jackson Lekonjo, I counter that statement. Please, this is on YouTube. Please like my page and help me spread, share it, my views. God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.